Michigan is well known for its natural beauty, from our lush forests to our sparkling freshwater lakes. Michigan is also well known for its nearly unpredictable weather, from having over 200 inches of snowfall one year and barely over 100 the next. As for wildlife, Michigan is very diverse. Our lakes and forests are home to some very diverse species, such as trout, walleye, robins, blue jay, sugar maple trees, snowshoe hare, and gray wolves, to name a few. However, global warming is destroying Michigan's ecosystem by causing climate change in the Great Lakes. Biology professor Hunter Carrick states, "Productivity in Lake Michigan has declined over the last 20 plus years, and now that we have looked more closely, it is clear that rising temperatures are having an effect. We can see this because as temperatures rise, it decreases the amount of dissolved oxygen in the water, thus making trout and bass less active. Since trout and bass make up about half of the terrestrial consumers, this will result in an imbalance in the food web, with an increase of forage fish populations, which will lead to a decrease in the microinvertebrate and zooplankton populations." The destruction of the Great Lakes food web is being caused by global warming. So what caused global warming in the first place, you may ask? Well, global warming occurs when the sun's light energy is converted to heat energy and then is trapped inside our atmosphere by greenhouse gases. We as humans have sped the process of global warming by cutting down forests which originally helped control these CO2 levels. And then, we started putting more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere through burning fossil fuels. People have been trying to solve this issue for a long time, and one obvious solution is to decrease the amount of fossil fuels we use. However, we still have a lot of room for improvement. According to a study by the University of Michigan, vehicles on America's roads today only get about 3 miles more per gallon than vehicles did back in 1923. Another approach is to convert to another source of energy. Well, at first, it looks like a good idea, because solar panels and windmills only require a little maintenance, and don't release any greenhouse gases. However, this is only half true. The production of solar cells releases toxic chemicals into the environment, which only makes things worse. And as for windmills, they require lots of open space and are dependent on wind to produce energy. So if our car efficiency isn't going to improve anytime soon, and it is counterproductive to produce solar panels, what should we do about our energy crisis? Well, I propose that the government raises taxes on gas and puts that extra money towards building nuclear energy plants. This will reduce one's willingness to buy a gas car because of the high gas prices, and will instead purchase an energy-efficient Tesla, but more about that in just a sec. As for the nuclear energy plants, it may take a few years to start producing nuclear energy, but the investment will be worth it. According to William Parker from the Institution of Physics, nuclear power is about 8,000 times more efficient than burning fossil fuels. Also, nuclear power doesn't have any carbon emissions. Some of you may be thinking that nuclear power is dangerous, but this is not the case. With some action by the government, we can continue our pre-existing research on the next generation of nuclear power. And don't forget that 26% of Michigan's electricity already comes from nuclear power. However, just the government doing something about climate change is not going to be enough. We as citizens should do our own part to help out. What I propose is that we convert to walking or riding bikes to and from, and if driving is absolutely necessary, then we should start driving electric vehicles instead of gas. The benefits of walking definitely outweigh those of driving. It's safer, healthier, and definitely free of charge. If you weren't already convinced to drive an electric vehicle, listen to what the U.S. Department of Energy's Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy has to say. Electric vehicles convert about 59% to 62% of the electrical energy from the grid to power at the wheels. However, conventional gasoline vehicles only convert about 17% to 21%. Between the two possible solutions, I believe that investing in nuclear power will be the best. Making nuclear power plants relies on the government's actions rather than everyone's actions. And when it's said and done, we will still have a bountiful source of energy without the added greenhouse gases.